Hi, friends. It's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qigong here on the Intracoastal Waterway outside of beautiful downtown St. Augustine, my hometown, here in North Florida. Today we had a fun class. We did some moves from the Shaolin Temple, Europe. We started out with one we've used before called Gathering the Qi. It's also known as Embracing Yin and Yang, depending on your tradition. Then, we did something we call the bucket hold, which is one of Shaolin Temple Europe's warm-ups. Then, we went into a Shaolin side punch, and from there, a Shaolin single-leg stance with punch. And we finished up with the classic Shaolin punch we learned from the Yang style of Tai Chi. All of this was performed after we did our normal breathwork meditation. We call that sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. And then, of course, our visualization we call blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the cauldron of the mind, and the cauldron of the body. So if you enjoy pulling all these things together into one practice, you're in the right place. This is Strong Qigong, and I hope you'll come back again and again. Until then, be sure to hit the like button and the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share, because we love having you here again and again for Strong Qigong. Sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath always begins with deep, slow, quiet, even breaths, long and slow, deep and silent. We know in Strong Qigong that this is what calms our nervous system, that starts to tip its balance towards the rest and digest branch, also known as the parasympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system, which means automatic nervous system, the one we don't have to think about. But we do have hands on the wheel, and we can adjust the cruise control. And by slowing, deepening, and quieting the breath, we tip that balance. Now, as we breathe in this manner, we know we can go deeper. And in neuroscience, it's called respiratory sinus arrhythmia. We can pay attention to every breath cycle. And as we do, we start to tip towards extending the exhale of every breath cycle. We usually breathe through our nose. That's an ancient Asian martial arts trick that allows us to manage our exhale. We can purse our lips as if blowing through a straw. As we get down to the bottom of a normal breath cycle, there's still reserve capacity in the lower lobes of our lungs, and we have two floating ribs detached from our rib cage that can help us squeeze a little more air out. So give that a try, focus on that. And as you do, you'll notice your next inhale is much deeper. So the key to taking a deep breath, as we say in Strong Qigong, isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out at the bottom of every breath cycle. And if you're so inclined to close your eyes, do so and use this classic visualization we call sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. With every exhale, you imagine you've been entrusted, handed down a beautiful heirloom samurai sword. And as you do, with every inhale, you draw the sword across the sharpening stone, focusing on its edge. When you get to the end of your inhale, you flip the blade over and you exhale and you push the blade from you, again, focusing on its edge. When you get to the end of the exhale, you flip the blade, you draw it back towards you, and you focus on that edge. And then you begin to focus on the flipping of the blade. Every time you get to the end of the breath cycle in both directions, every inhale, flip the blade. With every exhale, flip the blade, and focus your mind on that fleeting moment. We call that sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. We extend every exhale, we focus on that flipping of the blade, and that engenders something called the ventral tegmental area in our brain, the dopamine system. And it sprinkles the prefrontal cortex with more dopamine. And this gives us sharper cognitive focus. So it's something good to do anyway, and it's a great way for us to start. So after you've sharpened your mind on the stone of the breath, When you feel comfortable doing so, you can invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. So we can go into our warm-ups, beginning with what we call the yoga neck roll. We take a deep breath in, our head floats upward like a balloon. As we exhale, we purse our lips and drop our chin down to our chest. And when we inhale again, we inhale and sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale, sweep across the chest, inhale opposite ear past opposite shoulder. And in this manner, we extend the exhale as we cross our chest, then inhale the ear past the shoulder. This allows your inner ear to calibrate with your diaphragm, your phrenic nerve with your vagus nerve, your interoception with your proprioception, that's body sense and position sense. So it's a great place to start to get us calibrated and ready for all that follows. And on your next exhale, you can pause your chin at your chest, inhale your chin upright as we warm up the upper respiratory sinus. We love to begin with shoulder rolls. We inhale our shoulder blades forward and upward. We bring them around back, and then we squeeze them downward and backward. And we continue to move in calibration with our breath, rolling the shoulder blades, looping forward and upward, squeezing downward and backward. Waking up an area between the shoulder blades that's known as the Daj Wei point in the ancient Asian literature. Then after we've rolled the shoulder blades, we work our way down the upper extremities into our elbows. We cross wrists with gentle fists and then loop the elbows just to get a little more action out of each breath, waking up that area between the shoulder blades. And as our hands drop in these gentle fists, the next time we open our palms upward, and get the arms involved. Inhale deeply. Exhale down. We continue in this manner, inhaling and rising, exhaling and falling. If you find your knees fall in line with your breath and your arms, that's cool. Do it. And loop and inhale up, exhale down, and then work your way back up the upper extremities. You can make those gentle fists and go back into the elbows, throwing those strikes back, opening the chest. Well done. And then you can begin or finish where you began with your shoulder blades. Just loop them again. We've got our upper respiratory sinus warmed up. We'll start to work our way down into the middle portion of the respiratory sinus. We relax our shoulders, we turn our eyes towards one palm, and we scoop and toss from side to side. And your eyes can follow your hands, and your hands can follow your breath. And you can invite your body to shift weight and turn trunk, rocking your little boat on your moonlit night here on the Intercoastal Waterway or at Lake Junaluska, in Haywood County. And the eyes follow hands and the hands follow breath. And then you make those gentle fists and you start to throw those elbow strikes backward. Big loops with the elbows. Wonderfully done. And then up into those shoulder rolls. Big looping shoulder rolls from side to side, shifting weight, turning trunk. Since you've got that momentum from side to side, you can begin to relax the arms and just go into ragdoll. Let the arms and hands flail free from your body. And from the ragdoll, we go right into the pellet drum. So use the momentum of your trunk turn, your weight shift, and start to tap or slap the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back with the other hand. From the top of the shoulder, work your way down to the top of the chest, up around your collarbone where it's safe to give yourself a slap or tap. And after you've worked the top of the chest, work that bottom of the rib cage, those floating ribs we were just talking about. And after you've worked the rib cage, let the hands drop down to the hips, simply finishing up the ragdoll and the pellet drum. You allow your hands now to drift to your hips as we work the lower body, the lower dantian. Begin the big hula hoops. Loop the hips, big as you can make them. Deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. We love this one. It's called stirring the bowl. It's great to warm up the trunk like we do. Whichever direction you chose is fine. Simply pause and begin to loop in the opposite direction. So we always strive to unwind what we've wound. Well done. As we continue down the body, we invite our center of gravity to settle back within our base of support, step out a little wider on each side, settle into almost like a bobbing along as a horse, like riding a horse in the horse riding stance. For a Shaolin warm-up we love and know, known as the Great Bear Swings. We take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we turn our shoulders and we drop as low as we can. As we inhale, we turn our shoulders, rise to pause. Exhale, turn our shoulders, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause, and continue in this manner. You can rest your hands on your hips anywhere comfortable. And after you've done so from side to side, on your next exhale, you can pause at the bottom. We love to finish out the horse riding stance by inhaling back up and shifting weight on a figure eight. Simply rock from one foot to the other as you change direction round the corner. So it's almost like a dance move. You're keeping your trunk upright as you're shifting weight. It's a great way to practice proper Tai Chi and Qigong form. It's also a nice warm-up for the legs. Speaking of the legs, we return to the center and we pause. We bring the feet back into our center stance, basically your shoulder width stance. Shift weight to one foot, raise the opposite heel, loop the knee. Whichever direction you chose is fine. Simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. After you've done one leg, shift weight onto it. Raise the heel, loop the other knee. After a few inward loops, pause for a few outward loops. Well done. We're almost complete. We settle back into the center of our gravity, center of our base of support. All that's left are wrist, hands, and forearms. Remember your Lao Gong points. You make gentle fists. You raise all the fingers but the middle one, and you have the point of an important energy circuit. We use this energy circuit throughout Strong Qigong. We take a deep breath in. We exhale those palms downward. Then we inhale them up towards our heart. Exhale them down towards the lap. And we continue following the rhythm of our own breath. And if you want to engage the knees, engage the knees. They float with the hands, they melt with the hands. Now, if you want to use the powerful visualization we use to prepare ourselves, it's called cleansing the inner body, and you can invite your eyes to close if you can do so comfortably. And you imagine and visualize this classic Qigong visualization. With every inhale, as the palms rise, you imagine a glowing mist formed in the core of the earth, rose through the soles of your feet. You inhale it all the way up the trillions of cells of the inner body to collect in your upper dantian, your cauldron of the mind. And as you go to exhale, you observe that glowing mist in the cauldron of the mind forms a glowing cloud, and that glowing cloud forms a glowing rain, and that glowing rain washes down the trillions of cells of your inner body back through the soles of your feet and back into the earth. So, in this classic visualization, you're breathing into and out of the earth. With every inhale, a glowing mist rises. With every exhale, a glowing rain falls, and it washes the three energy centers known as the upper, middle, and lower dantian. What we like to call our three smooth river rocks that we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked on life's river's edge. When our hands rise again, we allow ourselves to assume the meditative stance and pose known as stand like tree. This is where we take inventory of our alignment with quiet, closed eyes, if you can, comfortably, long neck and light head pulling upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches in what's lovingly known as the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. As we hover like this, our hands hover as if they're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. And with soft knees and soft belly, our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, those three smooth river rocks. And our hands hover as if tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, as our eyes are either in a soft gaze or closed so we can feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. Our yoga neck roll and our shoulder rolls and windmills and pellet drum. Down in the lower body, shifting weight on a figure eight and stirring the bowl, we see and feel all of it coursing through us. This is chi energy. And if our eyes are closed, we enjoy it a moment longer as our hands begin the slow journey downward, till our thumbs cross over our belly button, our folded fingers rest peacefully below in the area known lovingly in the ancient Asian literature as the lower dantian, the seat of chi energy, the cauldron of the body. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if we're blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body, and we delight in the growing, glowing light with each extended exhale as the embers respond. As we draw the light upward, we begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the middle dantian, the seat of emotion and compassion. We draw that light upward and outward, filling our inner galaxy with light until it spills beyond the inner galaxy and bathes the space between us with light, warm, silken, friendly chi energy. And may your body be strong, and may your heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands begin to melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We are prepped. We step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of the room or screen floats before the heart in a gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it, and we take a deep breath in as we slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. As we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale them up overhead till they're an inch apart. Then we slowly exhale down our center line, centering our chi where we begin and end. Do another, and this time we inhale the palms together above us. In the Shaolin manner, we exhale to the heart center where we pause. And then we inhale, elbows rise and wrists straighten as the Shaolin do. We exhale and our palms melt down. We are ready. We step out into the center of our little boat. We inhale, the hands up again, an inch apart. And this time, as we exhale, our knees and hands melt in concert with our breath. So we inhale and rise, we exhale and fold. And we continue in this manner. This is syncing the chi. And it's an important place to start and end because it gives us this chance to calibrate our breath with our movement and also our three energy centers, making sure they're resting peacefully like those river rocks. Meanwhile, we float and melt. And we decide how high we reach, and we decide how low we go. You make the form fit you. You don't have to fit the form. Beautifully done. When our hands rise again, invite them to cross wrists with gentle fists up at the top, and then exhale as low as you feel you can go comfortably to do it again. Rising, opening palms. Exhale, cross wrists, exhale down. Depending on the tradition, we know this as gathering the qi. It's also called embracing yin and yang, depending on the tradition you follow. So float upward, inhale deeply, exhale down. Now, from here we'll go into a classic Shaolin warm-up that's known as embracing yin and yang, going into what we call the bucket hold. So in a moment, I'm going to invite you to shift weight over 1 foot. You'll notice me pointing. And when you rise up, you'll make 2 gentle fists at about shoulder height and pause for a moment on that 1 foot, raising the other leg. Then you'll exhale down, crossing wrists and shift to the other side. So when you feel comfortable doing so, join me the next time your hands rise, shift weight up onto 1 foot, hold those fists, then exhale, cross wrists, switch sides. Inhale up, cross wrists when you drop down. Beautifully done. Rising with the breath, pausing, falling with the breath, crossing wrists from side to side. We've dubbed this one the Shaolin bucket hold. It's actually part of a more elaborate warm-up series that they practice at the Shaolin Temple, Europe, which we highly recommend. Exhale down, cross wrists, inhale and rise from side to side. Remember your transition. Nice and smooth. The magic of Tai Chi and Qigong is actually in smooth transitions from one move to the other. Beautifully done. On this next one, as you come out of it, you can come right back to gathering the qi. So simply pause, inhale, rise, cross wrists, exhale down. Let's do a few more of these as we go into another Shaolin move. When your hands drop, simply draw them to your hips and pause. Then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, turn and punch to one side slowly. Then inhale, draw the fist back to your hip, switch sides, exhale. Beautifully done. Inhale to center and exhale to side. From side to side, the Shaolin punch, a version. Again, practiced at Shaolin Temple, Europe. If you happen to follow them on YouTube, they're wonderful. Inhale back, exhale to side. Beautifully done. When your hands return to your hips again, pause. Now we shift weight onto one foot with a punch, like so. We inhale, return to center, switch, exhale, punch. Inhale to center, exhale and punch. This is another one of Shaolin Europe's warm-ups. It's a great one. Shaolin punch on one leg. Practice smoothly. Beautifully done. Focus on your transition, that weight shift. Doesn't have to be perfect, but get in the flow. Follow your breath upward. Exhale and punch, and then inhale to center. Well done. Shaolin punch on the single leg. Beautifully done. And if it challenges your balance, that's the idea. Beautiful. Now, on this next one, as you come out of it, return to the Shaolin punch stance. And we'll finish up with a traditional classic Shaolin punch. Let me step back. Get a little wider, get into that horse stance if you can. Now, this is the way it was taught to me by my Shifu, David Dorian Ross. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you tighten up that fist and arm, and the punch comes right out in front of you as you melt down. As you inhale, you rise, draw it back, and then you exhale, tighten up this hand, strong as you can, and soften the arm as you draw back and rise. So exhale, push out, firm, melt down. Inhale, rise, smoothly, gently. Exhale, all the force, pushing out and then gently pulling back. So you soften the arm as you inhale and draw back and rise. Now here's the fun part. To do it in its traditional form, the face gets involved. And you're actually meant to make an angry eyes as you push out and then soften your face as you draw back. This is classic Shaolin punch, and you're pushing out your yang energy. Pushing, angrily look, then soften your face, draw back. Everything softens as you draw back. So it's yang energy pushing out, yin energy drawing back. Sink down, beautifully done. So that's a classic Shaolin punch. There are also versions where an elbow is thrown downward. We'll explore that one next. As you push out and then inhale back, on this next one, just elbow down. And then inhale up, switch sides, elbow down. And then inhale and switch sides from side to side in this horse stance. The last version we'll explore is one you'll see a lot. It's more common in the yang style. You punch out in front, like so, and then you wrap your hand and draw back. So you punch out, and then wrap and draw back. Exhale as you punch, inhale as you draw back. Beautifully done. And those are variations of the Shaolin punch. Well done. Now on this next one, when you bring your hands back, you can pause, return to your comfortable center stance, find your alignment, and sink your chi. Exhale down. Continue in this manner. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. And we'll finish where we left off. Your hands float up again. The eyes follow them upward, cross wrists with gentle fists, and do one or two gathering of the chi. Exhale down. Beautifully done. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. The next time your hands rise, invite them to pause at heart height in your hugging stance to find your final alignment and stand like tree. So with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. And between them our spine gently stretches in what's lovingly known as a string of pearls. As we do so, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, as our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like that mighty oak on a mountaintop in the Blue Ridge. Our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked those three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance in the mind's eye of gathering the chi, the Shaolin bucket hold, the Shaolin side punch, the Shaolin single leg stance, and the classic Shaolin punch. We see it and feel it course through us, in our mind's eye, as our hands begin the final journey downwards slowly until the thumbs cross over the belly button, the folded fingers resume warming on the cauldron of the body, and we resume blowing on the embers, the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw. As we do, we delight in the growing, glowing light. As we inhale the light upward and outward, the embers respond. We resume blowing on the embers of both cauldron, and then we begin blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the mind. Out of gratitude, this beautiful inward show, the home of the mind's eye center. As we blow on the embers, we delight in filling the inner galaxy with light, warm, silken chi energy, spilling beyond the inner galaxy, bathing the space between us, spilling beyond the space between us, bathing the world around us, spilling beyond the world around us, and bathing life itself with light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body stay strong, may your heart stay calm, and may your mind stay sharp, and may your spirit stay free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao, which means where the mind goes, Qi follows. Where our intention goes, energy flows. So please choose wisely. Fill the world with light, Qi energy. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands begin to melt to your side. And only when you decide, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step into the center of our little boat on the Intercoastal Waterway or Lake Junaluska. We inhale the hands up till they're an inch apart, and slowly, deliberately exhale down, centering our chi one final time, as promised. So the hand on this side can make the gentle fist, the hand on this side can cover it, and together we take a deep breath in to straighten, slowly exhale and bow to one another, and you give yourself a much earned, much deserved round of applause.